The plan of the day was to start the rooftop deck, but the issue was that I didn't get the metal because I can't actually move the bus because there's no tire on the bus. I tried to start the bus this morning and the brakes were just not working, and I realized that there was just brake fluid pouring out of the bottom of the bus.
I don't weigh enough, guys.
Need like, do you have like a screwdriver or something, Dad? All right, well, if everyone wants to come underneath the bus with me, the problem is right here. One of our brake lines, the metal brake lines, just blew a hole in it, so it's just spewing out brake fluid. Woke up this morning, brakes were gone. Here you go. Ah, well, that was the problem right there. It blew a hole. Just a pinhole in it. Started going. All right, now we gotta go find new ones in the middle of the mountains. Yeah, that wasn't too good. So we're gonna have to delay getting the metal, which means we gotta delay the rooftop deck. Every day on a bus build doesn't mean there's nothing to do. It just means that there's another bus to work on. So today, what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna actually work on Rita's shuttle bus and help her fix up some of the issues that she had. And then when the brake lines come in that I just ordered, they're gonna be coming in about 2 days. Then we'll go get the metal, start on the rooftop deck. So let's go check out Rita's bus and some of the things we can work on, help her upgrade. What are we working on today?
Well, today we are going to fix where I ripped the AC unit out.
Right up there.
You're going to help me mold that. We also are going to fix my door. It doesn't open.
Yeah, we got to fix the door up there so the outside key lock doesn't work.
And we're going to fix that. And we are going to fix... Shall I show them?
Yeah, we can show them.
Okay. We have a lock to lock the bed closed, but if we open it...
I love that you're just like up on the bed, just like she's killing it.
Okay, so the bed's open, it's great. But if we are pitched the wrong way, or my daughter on this bed kicks the bed, it does this all throughout the night. Not fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little latch in here, mount it here, and then we're going to drill a hole here and through this board so that we can, when it's open and we need to, we will put the latch in and lock the bed open, and then hopefully not move anymore.
So there's quite a few things that we're going to fix. There's also a few things that we didn't even mention, just little odds and ends. But when these things are done, I mean, Rita's going to be probably going on another trip. What, are you heading back out west?
Probably. Oh, south.
Oh, south. She's going to be heading south then west. But we're going to get these things done before she goes and get all this kind of stuff tied up, because that just doesn't work. No. All right, first thing is going to be this front door, and then we'll get going. So we take this apart a good bit, and this switch actually is controlled by this lock that used to go towards the outside. So you had like a key lock entry. And all that did was it toggled this switch when you turned the lock. Problem is, the entire thing's broken, so we can't actually get them together, which is one reason why it didn't work. The other reason it didn't work is because it actually wasn't getting any power. And the first thought when things aren't getting power is, well, it's probably a fuse, a blown connection, you know, a bad wire somewhere that's burnt out. So just start checking with the simple things. It always feels like it's a huge thing, but I'll almost guarantee you that there's a fuse somewhere that's blown, and we just got to find out where it is. And there's two places that I'm going to look real quick, and I'm going to put some bets on the fact that we're going to find one. So the first place that I'm going to look is actually, whoa, underneath the steering column. There's usually a fuse panel right in here. So I gotta look at that panel and find a schematic for it. And then once I gotta find a schematic for it, then I can know if one of those is what I'm looking for. If I'm gonna try to find the fuse panel, I'm typically just gonna look up on the internet, type in the vehicle number, and then try to fuse all the different information. And all I gotta do is look through the schematic and get it there. So if you don't have your fuse relay information inside the vehicle, we've got the internet. Just type it in, look it up, and find out what it's gonna be. And it looks like I need number 23. So now that I looked it up online and I know that it is most likely number 23 if that's gonna be the issue, all I gotta do is pull it out, see if it's the right one, and if not, start looking for another one because there might be like an inline fuse or something, but we're gonna start here, keep it simple, then move on to another one and see what the issue might be. All right, so I pulled one out and you can kind of see it on the camera. It's not broken, it's still completely there, which unfortunately means that that wasn't the issue and there's a fuse somewhere else. I have a couple other spots I'm gonna look and kind of take some guesses at it, but what's your suggestion, Rita?
I was just saying before, when we would open and close the door, lights would come on the outside. So since you said there were 2 wires, I thought maybe one goes to one of the lights.
So that light you're saying used to turn on when the door opened?
Correct.
But it doesn't anymore?
No.
What are the chances? Oh! Well, Rita, there's our fuse. There actually is a fuse right here. And it's blown. I don't know if that's gonna focus. Oh yeah, it is focusing. I don't know how to get out of here.
Let me drag your feet.
Yeah, just drag my feet out. All right. Ah! So what we just learned was that this light was actually the issue right here. Good job, Rita. Okay, I got the next fuse. Rita, I'm gonna put this fuse in. Do you wanna see if the door works?
Okay.
Hopefully. All right, Rita, give it a shot. What?
Yay!
Okay. When in doubt, never freak out. It's just a fuse. Check that one off the list. Next thing on the list is actually gonna still be the door. What even happened? Like, did you hit something? But let's get this patched up real quick and then the doors are off the list and we can move on to the next thing. I kinda wanna get to carpentry, Rita. I don't wanna keep doing metal work and electrical.
I don't blame you.
Okay, front door isn't exactly fixed. The wiring's done, but we need to wait for that new light or new switch for the electrical to come in. The bottom of the doors are fixed together. And now we're gonna move into the back of the actual bus. And here's I'm actually gonna jump out. Ooh. So Rita had this awesome design right here where it's an awesome trundle bed. But the problem is there's no lock on the trundle bed. So we're gonna get that lock put in. And then the second thing we're gonna do for her daughters, this ladder right here kind of broke on them. Oh, well, literally broke on them. So I'm gonna fix it. And we're gonna put it all back together so that they can actually get up into the bunk beds and fix that on up. So now when this locking mechanism completely opens, there's now gonna be a little lock right here, which obviously you saw, and that's going to seal the entire bed so it doesn't shift while the girls are sleeping, because apparently one of the problems is we've got a girl right here who likes to kick the bed right here, and then this girl gets mad at that girl, and then Rita doesn't get to sleep. We're solving that problem. But now what we gotta do is fix this guy right here. We're gonna fix it pretty simply. So before it was just simply glued in. So what we're gonna do is just put a dowel in the top, dowel on this side, get it in there, glue it so that it will never come out again. And then the ladder is good to go where then, you know, the girls can get up into the bunk bed and everyone is going to be happy except for Rita until I get that fixed. Then we gotta get that fixed because then she'll be really happy because she's the one who sleeps up here and she gets to look at that all night. No more, Rita. We're changing that. at that point, we got our clamp in here, and now we just gotta let it sit and wait. So ladder is gonna be fixed, and at this point, the sun's actually gonna be going down and it's time for dinner. So I think this is gonna have to wait till tomorrow because it's honestly just gonna be a little bit of a bigger job anyway. So tomorrow morning, be fixing that guy. See you tomorrow. Welcome to the next day where we're gonna be getting this thing all in. I've already taken a pretty good look at it, and I think I know what we have to do in terms of just creating a little bit more structure and framing. And then really, this wood I actually put in about a year ago, so I already have the exact same wood. So it's actually gonna be a pretty easy job in terms of just sealing it out. The hardest part is gonna be getting these bolts out that used to hold the AC unit, and then trying to just make sure that we keep it nice and flush so that you won't even be able to tell when this is done that a patch was put in. But first things first, we gotta get these bolts on out and then try to figure out some of the strapping, drop our wood in, and yep, we'll be good to go. So, Rita!
Morning!
How excited are you?
Very excited!
I know, if anyone wants to see, like, this is Rita's bus in the morning, so it's still really clean. It's clean! Don't, Rita, it's clean. I think it's clean.
Well, there's some beds that aren't made.
There's also some beds that I kind of like just like threw outside, so. All right, at this point, all of the framing is actually in. I had to add in some pieces just to try to find some nailer spaces. We already had some in from the long time ago when this was originally built, but I had to put some spacers in up here so that we'd have something to actually put our wood into. But at this point, I have to pretty much just cut the wood, make our little squares, rectangles, and then screw right on up in. And then we got to pretty much plate it out, clean up the seams, and we're good to go. One quick thing that I'm gonna be doing is all the old AC lines up here, I actually just cut them and just left them right here. They're not taped off. They're not at all, you know, safetied off from 12 volt. And the reason is because at this point, I'm actually just gonna disconnect it right from the system. Her front fuse panel is actually right here, and this is the AC wires right here. So what I'm gonna do is instead of, you know, wire nutting them off in the back, I'm literally just gonna disconnect them right from the fuse panel so that is completely dead in the wall. Unfortunately, this bus is already built, which means we can't exactly get into the walls and actually gut the wiring out like I normally would want to. But in this case, I can still disconnect them to make sure that they're safe in the rear of the bus and just by disconnecting them in the front. So at this point, got time to go measure some squares, get some plywood cut, and then tie this project right on up. All right, I scraped all of the old caulk and any type of gasket that was up on this edge. So now Rita's actually gonna get sand up that whole thing so we can get it all tight up and actually closed up. So there's totally no seam in between the old wood or the new wood. And while she's sanding, I'm actually gonna be up here unwiring all of these wires that are right, kind of literally right here. But these are all the AC wires that went to the rear. Because I didn't actually tie it off in the end, I figured it's better just to take them right on out so there's absolutely no voltage going through those no matter what. So I'm gonna spend some time working on this while she's sanding, and then when she's done, we'll throw some stuff up on there and get it all sealed up. So after quite a bit of sanding, all of this is pretty much flushed through. I used some wood filler here to actually fill in the different gaps that are in this area. It is not something that honestly I would typically recommend out there to anyone who's looking to kind of fill up these gaps, because this is not exactly perfectly mounted where there's like zero vibration, and this does technically have a chance of cracking in the future. I think my margin of error here is like really low, so I don't think that that's actually going to crack. I don't think we're going to have an issue. But it is something to consider that when you're doing body filler, consider the fact that you are in a vibrating vehicle and that cracks can develop. So think about where you're actually going to use this type of application. But overall, this entire patch is pretty much done. I just have to put another layer on top, and then Rita's actually going to be heading out back out on the road. So this is going to be something that she's going to be finishing sanding and painting in the future. But we did get her this far along, so that's pretty great. So second coat of Bondo, and we're moving right on. I just put the second layer on here, so at this point that's just gonna dry, and that's gonna dry while Rita's driving. So now, Rita, we gotta clean up and get this thing ready to move, but we got a bunch of things off the list. Fix the door, fix the switch, back AC thing, and just kind of got some things back together.
Yeah, a lot done.
Yeah.
I'm the happiest shuttle bus owner on the planet.
She's also one of the most thrown around and like messy owners, because like we trashed the entire bus. But we got that done, and she's gonna paint and sand that in the future while she's, you know, traveling, or when she gets back to her home base location. But either way, it's just been fun to actually see some friends, help them out real quick while we're also delayed on our projects. So, you know, it all works out. There's no problems, only solutions, and that's like the #1 phrase around here is there's always something to do, always someone to kind of help out, and you know, it's been great. So, Rita, thanks for letting us come over, hang out, do some work on your bus. And,
anytime.
We're going to head back over to the blue bus in the next episode and get moving on that. So, thanks for watching. If you want to check out Rita, you can check her out at the Gardener Show on Instagram, or
prettysimple.life.
prettysimple.life, and I will link that down below so you can check that out. But besides that, thanks Rita, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.